Welcome to Adreno Brisbane, I am Trevor, and today we're doing some blue water hunting tips, just 5 quick ones for you. I'm no expert on blue water hunting, I've done a little bit, but I definitely wouldn't say that I'm the best, but I'll give you the 5 tips that I've used to get a few fish when I have done it. Tip number 1, on your first drift in the water, it's good to have a really nice, easy loadable gun, particularly when you're out on charters and things like that, because if you can get in the water quickly and load your gun and be onto those fish fast, most of your best wahoo is when you first enter the water, and all your friends will be there with their giant cannons and loading and loading and loading, and you can just quickly slip in, load your gun, shoot the fish before they even have a chance to be ready. Number 2, don't take a knife to a gunfight. Depending on what you're chasing, you're going to want some pretty heavy duty gear. So if you're going after dogtooth tuna, you want to have big, strong equipment. If you turn up with a tiny little standard railgun and you're trying to shoot big dogtooth tuna, it's going to destroy your gear, you're going to lose your gun, and it's just going to laugh at you. So breakaway setups, heavy floats, those kind of things will definitely come in handy. If you're chasing more surface orientated fish like wahoo, dolphin fish, then small guns are fine, but choose your gear to suit the fish you're chasing. Tip number 3, convince other people to burley. If you're burleying, you don't have your gun, they're going to shoot the fish. You're going to be like, oh, I'm so glad I could help you, but you're not going to be the one getting the fish. So if you can work out a way to convince them to burley, or even try and plan the day out, so you're like, okay, let's say the really good pinnacle is next. On this drift, I'll burley and I'll look like a champion, and then when we get to where the fish will most likely be, oh, it's your turn. And then you can get the fish and they have to burley. So if you think these things through, you can usually set it up so that you're in the water and not burleying on the better drifts. It's not a very team effective way of doing it, but it'll make sure you get the fish yourself. Tip number 4, and this one may or may not be popular depending on who you dive with, is have it organized that the people you're with know that as soon as someone has shot a fish, it is their job to defend that fish. In a lot of areas where you're going to be chasing blue water species, there is going to be a lot of very, not aggressive sharks, but very hungry sharks that will more than happily eat the fish. So if you've got it organized beforehand, that as you or they or whoever shoots the fish, then the rest of you go down and just put yourselves between the sharks and that fish. It's more of a numbers game. 5 times out of 10 you're going to lose, but at least you're trying to stop that fish from being eaten. Tip number 5 for blue water hunting. Have a lot of money. If you want to go chasing in the best blue water areas in the world, you've got to have a lot of money. The charters are quite expensive, the gear is quite expensive, the air flights are quite expensive, but it's well worth it if you save up enough to go and do it. Just the fish you do get to see, chase, and try and catch. You're not always going to catch the biggest ones. It's difficult, but it is very good fun. So remember, if you're very, very rich, it will help in a long way towards blue water hunting. Hopefully those 5 tips have helped you or made you slightly depressed. Either way, it's fine. And thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.